need to clear something out to you, Clark Goldband, our producer on the story. Clark, there's no blood relationship whatsoever between the suspect and the little girl. And it's my understanding that there's a court order for the mother, the child's mother, to keep the child away from him specifically. What happened? Why was she there at his home in an RV with the little girl?
You hit the nail on the head, Nancy. First of all, Asia Johnson not allowed to be with Lester Hobbs. No relation. For all intents and purposes, they don't know each other, although technically her stepfather. So let's move that aside. The second part of your question, there was an emergency temporary order, which I have right here from the court, that specifically mentions, let's read from it. It says this child shall not be left alone with Tanya Hobbs, the respondent, or Lester Hobbs at all. The court specifically saying this child never should have been with Hobbs in the first place. Now, Mom Tanya Hobbs found dead inside that RV trailer. Law enforcement arrives on the scene. The child nowhere to be found. Now they believe Hobbs is traveling with the child Asia in a 1995 white Toyota Paseo and could be as far away as Oklahoma, Texas, or California.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let me go to Dave Lanning with KOKC News Talk, joining us from Oklahoma City. Dave, in a nutshell, what was the mother doing back with this guy? Why was she visiting him?
Well, you know what? At one point in time, we understood that he had called her asking to see the child and the child's sister because he had an appointment with the court today and was kind of worried about it. He was supposed to report to court this morning on some DUI charges from earlier last year. So we understand that the mother, Tanya Hobbs, had made up a story to pass along to the dad, J.J. Johnson, that she was taking the girls to a party overnight when, in fact, was going to Geronimo to meet with Hobbs and with the possibility of trying to reconcile.
Oh, good Lord in heaven.
Yeah, at that point.
This guy has a rap sheet. As long as the interstate, she filed a TRO against him, claiming that he threatened to hit the child in the head with a hammer and kill her if she tried to leave him. And then she goes back over there with the little girl in an RV. Suddenly, mommy's dead, baby is gone with this guy. Take a look. This is the suspect in this case. Phone number 580-355-1115. That is the suspect that you are seeing. 577-B Brother, P Pennsylvania, W Wyoming is the tag plate. There is a chance to save this little girl. To Jessica Brown, the PIO Public Information Officer with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, thank you for being with us. Ms. Brown, explain to me, have there been any legitimate sightings of the little girl since she went missing?
I don't know how legitimate they have been, but we have gotten several people who have called in claiming to have seen her across the state. We're following those leads right now. We have nothing definite.
What was the mode of the murder of Tanya Hobbs?
We're not releasing that at this point because we haven't heard back from the medical examiner's office, but I can tell you my investigators do say it's obvious that she was murdered.
And to Dave Lanning with KOKC News Talk there in Oklahoma City, the little girl apparently has some type of medical issue because I heard the relatives claiming she needs her medication. What medication for what?
Well, what we understand, the official answer has not yet been released, but there have been reports that she suffers from attention deficit syndrome and insomnia, apparently very severe, and that's what she's taking the medication for.
What about it to you, Clark Goldman? What do you know?
Well, Nancy, those are questions we've been asking law enforcement all day. We are not able to confirm. But what I can tell you is law enforcement has said this at the very front, that she is in desperate need of some form of pills or medication. And they certainly wouldn't put that out there unless a...
To Jessica Brown. Your office says desperate need of her medication. I don't think that would apply to ADD or insomnia. What is her medical condition? I think I've got Jessica Brown with me.
At this point in time, Nancy.
I want to go straight out to Dr. Gwen O'Keefe, pediatrician, founder and CEO of PediatricsNow.com. Dr. O'Keefe, thank you for being with us. This little girl doesn't even know this man. I mean, they're no blood relation whatsoever, and he's on the run with her. What dangers, obviously other than murder or assault, is this child facing? And police are saying she's in desperate need of medication. She's 7 years old.
Well, Nancy, I think there's two big issues. One is her medical condition that sounds quite significant, and I agree, ADD is not a significant medical condition, and the medicine she'd be on would not put her life at risk. So we have to be very concerned that she has a major medical problem where she needs a daily medication, and she could withdraw from a medication if she's taking something daily and doesn't get it. So there's a real crisis here in her not being medicated daily. But being with a stranger is very frightening to a child, especially a stranger who is violent. So this is a concerning and very high-risk situation.
She has a little problem with a little sleeping disorder and a little tension disorder. So she needs a medication that kind of help her sleep at night and keep her